Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and I'm bringing you some more Pokemon X single battles today in the Wi-Fi battle spot. Now, last week we got at the 3 battles, we lost 2 of them, so slip in, unfortunately. My little Piplup didn't manage to get a victory in the singles either, as you know, he didn't win in the doubles previously in the previous series that I was doing. But Axel the Roserade, a Pokemon that I knew could win a match if he had a chance and had the right matchup. He was on a winning team that defeated a Mega Lucario, part of an overall fighting team. So we do have a victory for Axel, but we're not going to stop there. We do have a number of other Pokemon remaining who have not yet gained victories in the Wi-Fi battles. I'm going to take a couple of them into the battles today and bring in 4 previously victorious Pokemon who are currently fighting in Omega Ruby. They're going to come back and help out and try to get some victories for the underdog Pokemon. Let's see who I'm bringing and then get into some battles. Our first previously defeated Pokemon this week is Cliff the Clefairy. We're going to try his strategy that we used before, the trick of the Flame Orb onto the opponent, and thanks to Magic Guard, if the Flame Orb does burn Cliff, he's not going to take any damage from that. He only takes damage from direct attacks. And we do have Moonlight to heal him back up, Minimize to hopefully avoid some hits, and the only reliable, if you want to call it that, offensive move is going to be Metronome, hoping to get some attacks off against the opponents. The other previously defeated is Springer, my Greninja. And I'm going to go with a bit of a different strategy this time. I've got Water Shuriken and Night Slash for his offensive moves, so he's going to gain Stab from both of those. He doesn't have the Protein ability, he has the basic Torrent, but the idea is we want to be able to use Substitute to heal some, or not heal some damage, to prevent some damage, and he does have a Citrus Berry to heal himself back up if he does get low with his own substitutes. And of course, Haze is going to be good to get rid of any pesky Dragon Dances that the opponents might want to go for. The 4 Pokemon coming back from Omega Ruby to help these 2 out to get some victories. First up is Rocky the Sandslash, and he's the same as he was before. We have the he's holding the Scope Lens to hopefully get him some extra critical hits, and he's got Rock Slide and X Scissor for his offensive moves, Hone Claws to power up his attack, plus give him some more accuracy with that Rock Slide, and Sandstorm to make use of his Sand Veil ability in order to give him some more evasion if the Sandstorm is going on. I'm also bringing Gary the Gyarados. Now, he's not going to go Mega here in the X League. He's holding the Focus Sash in case the opponent has an Electric-type move. We're at least going to survive 1 hit with that Focus Sash. We can use Intimidate to lower the opponent's attack stat, and he has his basic moveset of Waterfall, Earthquake, Ice Fang, and Dragon Dance to speed himself up and gain a little more power. We also got Sul, and he's the same as he was last time as well. He's got the Pressure ability, and he's going to focus on draining away the PP of the opponent. So, with Substitute and Protect, each time the opponent attacks him during one of those moves, it's going to drain 2 PP instead of 1, and if they're using an attack that has low PP to begin with, we're going to be able to use Spite, take 4 more of those out, and hopefully drain out some of their more powerful, more reliable moves. And since he's going to be hiding from a substitute, or behind a substitute, and using Protect, he is holding leftovers to heal back some HP every turn. The final returning champion to help out the 2 underdogs, Caliburn the Aegislash. He's got Shell Bell this time. I did have him holding leftovers, I think, the last time I used him, but of course Sul has the leftovers for this week. But since Caliburn can get off some pretty powerful attacks, some pretty massive damage with his Shadow Sneak and Sacred Sword, Shell Bell should heal back a hopefully decent amount of HP if he does take a hit. Reflect is good to give some physical defense to the team, and King Shield is to protect Caliburn if the opponent tries to hit him, and if it's a physical connecting move, they're going to sharply lose their attack stat. So that's the team this week. Let's see if we can get we tried Slippin' last week. Let's see if we can get Springer and Cliff into some victories in the single battles in Pokemon X. Let's begin. Our first opponent this week is Yo from Hidalgo, Mexico. And Yo has a Salamence, Crobat, Togetic, I almost said Togekiss, Volcarona, a Glaceon, and Umbreon. So, Intimidate could be a thing from that Salamence. Fortunately, this being the X League, is not going to be able to go Mega, so it shouldn't be able to destroy our team like it did in Omega Ruby. Although I shouldn't say that. Salamence is still powerful, and is still a concern. So, first let's take a look at my 2 previously defeateds. We got Cliff and Springer. Which of these 2 would be better against this team? Because I always want to bring one of the previously defeated Pokemon into each of these matches. If they do lead with the Salamence, I think Cliff is probably the better option to lead with. They could have some sort of a poison move, I believe. I'm not sure what all Salamence can learn as far as poison goes. Could also have something like Steel Wing too, though. So I think we do see a couple of possible physical attackers. Now that Togetic is most likely going to have Eviolite, so I'd like to be able to trick away that item. So we're going to actually lead with Cliff. Now for the remainder of my team, I think Gary does a lot of good damage to a lot of these Pokemon, so I'm going to bring him second. And I don't think stalling out any of the PP would really matter in this case. I think Rocky might be the best bet. He can get some good rock attacks off on 4 or 5 of these Pokemon. Now he might not survive a hit from the Glaceon, but I'm going to bring Rocky as my third Pokemon for this match. Let's take a look what they lead with. Regardless of what they send in, I'm going to be able to use Trick to drain away, or not drain, but steal away whatever item they might have to help themselves. Alright, yo, let's go. I'm going to start with Togetic. Naturally, I'm going to want to trick away that Eviolite immediately. So a couple of Fairy types on the field. And this won't be actually bad if we do steal the Eviolite, because we're going to gain that defense boost from that. Now, what are they going to go for? I don't think they would have anything that would be good against us. So you can take a nice powerful burn from that Togetic. And there's that Eviolite. So of course Toxic is unfortunate, however we are Magic Guard, so it's not going to have any effect whatsoever. But that burn is certainly going to do a number to you. So we're going to immediately, let's get up a Minimize, go on the defensive. And are they going to switch out? Nope, they're going to stay in. And let's see what they're going to go for. Ancient Power. Now we do have the Eviolite boost on the defense. That was a critical hit. I think we're going to get one more Minimize up. And that burn is slowly going to whittle away at that Togetic. And of course, if we do start taking some damage, we're going to be able to use Moonlight to heal up. And Cliff is bobbing and weaving, dodging those Ancient Powers, ducking under the rocks. Time to throw up a Metronome. I shouldn't say throw up. I meant to fire off a Metronome. Watch him use like Belch or Gunk Shot now. Or Gastro Acid. That's a sick attack. Alright, so Togetic's going to withdraw, and in comes Umbreon. Shiny blue-ringed Umbreon. Can we get a powerful Dazzling Gleam, Moonblast, or a Nasty Block? That's actually not that bad if we can get some special attacks for Metronome. Okay, so we can't really, well, of course, we don't have the Flame Orb anymore, so we can't burn the Umbreon, but we're going to see what Metronome gives us next. And Foul Play does miss. Come on, Metronome, get a special-based move. That's about as special as you can get. Payday. Tiny little tap. No, of course, leftovers. Do I want to steal that? We do have the Minimize up. I think I want to steal away those leftovers now. Foul Play, of course, misses again. And let's take those leftovers. You can have the Eviolite. You're not going to gain any boost from that, you fully evolved Pokemon, you. Alright, so no more healing for the Umbreon. Now, would I want to send anyone else in? Probably not. I would like to, if I was able to, I'd like to burn this, lowering its attack stat. So Metronome once more. Let's see what we get. Well, we just lost our Clefairy to Memento, but we did sharply lower the offensive stats of this Umbreon. That's the, quote, fun of Metronome. You could knock yourself out with it. Now, I think probably the next best idea, I'm going to send Rocky in. We're going to have at least one turn to set up, I'm sure, even though the Umbreon could just use Foul Play, which, from what I understand, uses the attack stat of the target. So in that case, do I want to use Hone Claws? Maybe not. I think I'm just going to go Rock Slide. See if they maybe swap something else in place. Now Umbreon dodges that, and we're going to get hit by the Toxic. Would they go Foul Play now? We do have X-Scissor, which is super effective, but they might swap back out into that Togetic, and I don't want to have a double resisted attack. I could get Rock Slide In fact, I'm just going to go Hone Claws right now. Boost our accuracy so we won't miss any more rock slides, hopefully. And get some boosted damage. Now that's what I was worried about. They're going to get some more extra damage off on the foul play. We have one last turn to do something here. I think we got to go for some super effective damage. I'm going to go X-Scissor, hoping they stay in. And hoping they don't go for like a quick attack or something. And it's going to protect itself. We are going to lose Rocky to the poison. Yep, down he goes. Now, if only we hadn't gotten that memento, but again, that is just the random luck of Metronome. Gary is the final Pokemon. We certainly don't want a Dragon Dance, because that's going to power up the foul play. I think our only option right now is to go for a Waterfall, hoping for flinches so we can start whittling this thing away. They are very defensive, and Toxic will eliminate the use of the Focus Sash. So we're slowly going to get drained from that Toxic. And it's going to go Protect, of course. I could have used a Dragon Dance, but I just went for Waterfall. Unless they switch out. No, these do stay in. And get some good damage off on this. Moonlight to heal up. Now next turn they're probably going to go on the offensive again. They could also Protect, but I don't think they're going to do that just yet. I'm going to predict them to try to attack, so I don't want to power up my attack just yet. I'm going to Waterfall again. And then on the next turn, I'm going to Dragon Dance. Yeah, so they're probably going to go for a Moonlight on the next turn. If we had survived this, they would have, actually. But down we go to the Toxic damage, and we don't get a victory in our first match of the week. Unfortunate, but well played by my opponent. Yo! And opponent number 2 has been found from Mexico, Ivan. They have a Milotic, Staraptor, Absol, Dragonite, Chansey, and Serperior. So Chansey with Eviolite is always very defensive, could be an issue to deal with. We do have Sacred Sword on Caliburn, so definitely might want to bring him if I'm expecting the Chansey. What might they choose against our team? Staraptor could be a thing if it has Intimidate. It could also be Reckless and gaining some extra damage from recoil moves. And Mega Absol is going to be possibly the problem here. Now we do have Sul, who can resist any dark attacks. I don't want to bring him, but which of my previously defeateds do I bring for this one? Definitely, I do not think Springer is a good matchup for any of these Pokemon. So I'm actually going to bring Cliff for this one, and who's going to help him out? Rocky's not the best bet. They do have a lot of type effectiveness against him, at least the Milotic and the Serperior. So I think I'm just going to lead off, starting with Caliburn the Aegislash. We could get a Reflect up, which would be good. And Cliff will be the second choice for this match. And I do believe best option... I could go with Gary, though. Get some Dragon Dance up and get some Ice Fangs off on a couple of these Pokemon. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. I'm going to bring Gary as the third Pokemon for the match. Let's see which 3 Pokemon Ivan has chosen to go with. Can we actually get a victory for our little unevolved Clefairy? So sends out Milotic, shiny form, and I'm going to send in my Aegislash. Now this could be a Calm Mind setting up. So I think I'm going to go with bringing Cliff in, swapping him out. If they go for a Scald and they burn Cliff, that's not a big deal. Of course, the Magic Guard is going to prevent him from taking burn damage. It will still lower his attack stat, but he's not really going to be focusing on physically attacking anyway. So there is Scald. And nope, the Flame Orb burns us, okay. So now we're going to trick that right over. Let's see whatever item this Milotic happens to be holding. There's no reason to Moonlight at this point just yet, because they're going to do just about as much damage as the Moonlight will heal back. It'll just become like a stall battle at that point. We'll go for another Scald. As long as they don't crit me, we're going to be able to get the Toxic or the Flame Orb over. And we do. Let's snatch away whatever item you happen to have. So we have gained leftovers. Well, that's not bad. So we'll slowly whittle away with that burn. I think now I am risking a burn from the Scald, but I'm going to swap Cliff out. I'm going to bring in Gary. He will at least resist the Scald attack. Now it will break the focus. Oh, they're going to retreat as well. In comes Absol. Alright, would they have anything to be able to hurt a Gyarados? I think they can possibly learn Stone Edge. But if we can go with a Dragon Dance, we might outspeed it, even in Mega form. Now they could, of course, go for a Taunt. But I'm going to try Dragon Dance, and we'll learn together if we outspeed. So there is Mega Evolution. Absol is on the field. Alright, what do they go for? So we're going to get Dragon Dance up first. Now, I believe Mega Absol's ability is Magic Bounce, which means we don't want to hit it with anything other than a direct attacking move. They might have expected a Mega Evolution on our side. Well, you're not going to get that here, folks. Focus Sash has been broken at the moment, though. So we're just going to go with a Waterfall attack for a nice stab power and possibly a flinch. And they're just going to quit there, so I kind of want to count that as a win. Let's try another match. And my final opponent from Tokyo, Japan. Decent rating, 15-12, a little above the average mark, and they have a Magmortar, Snorlax, Virizion, a Cresselia, Blastoise, and Garchomp. Now, definitely since I haven't used Springer yet, Springer is coming into this match. I'm going to give him a chance to try and get some damage off on these things, hopefully getting a victory. And we do see pretty evenly balanced on my opponent's side, special or physical attack. So we haven't used Caliburn yet this time. Wonder if I should bring him in. I'm not sure what my opponent might lead with. We do see two possible Megas in either the Blastoise or that Garchomp. So I'm going to lead with Caliburn and bring Springer as my second and the third Pokemon. I can go, I'm thinking either Sul or Rocky. Who would be most beneficial? I haven't brought Sul yet. But his Aerial Ace wouldn't do anything to any of these, and draining out the PP wouldn't really make much of a difference. So I think Rocky is choice number 3. Let's see how well match number 3 goes for us. Alright, so what do you lead with, sir? I'm going to lead Caliburn, and they're going to bring in this Pokemon, which is the Magmortar. Definitely not the best matchup. However, let's just go with a King Shield, see what they're going to go for. Probably a Will-O-Wisp or something. Predicting that King Shield. Nope, Fire Blast, okay. So, we're not going to survive that. Sadly, our best bet to survive that hit would be Springer, but I'm actually going to bring Rocky in. I don't want Springer to take a hit that much just yet. Alright, come on back. Caliburn, Rocky's going to take the field, and hopefully he can dodge this Fire Blast. But if not, hopefully he can survive this Fire Blast. Come on, tough it out. Barely does. And we're going to throw some rocks at that opponent. I'm not sure how fast Magmortar are, but I guess we're going to find out. They're going to withdraw. I could have got a Hone Claws up. I almost said Hone Edge. Alright, so Virizion comes in. Now, I think if that was a critical hit, hardly any damage. I think the best thing is we're going to go for a Sandstorm. Although we're not going to outspeed, so Sandstorm's not going to do anything. Right, and my other Pokemon, I still have Springer, but I'm going to bring Caliburn back in. And we're just going to go straight up for a Sacred Sword. They're going to withdraw once again. We might get some quick, easy damage off on this Magmortar. Alright, let's go on the offense. Sacred Sword will connect. How much will it do? Almost half, but it does burn us with the Flame Body. So we could try to stall out the PP a little bit with this. Yeah, I'm not going to bring Springer in just yet. I'm just going to go King Shield, get us back into the shield form, and see what my opponent decides to go for. And that's that Fire Blast again. So we just want to get off as much damage on this as we possibly can. Let's go Shadow Sneak. I'm not sure if we would outspeed it naturally, but Shadow Sneak will definitely go first. And a Light Tap, I'm sure. Now, can we actually dodge this Fire Blast? That would be great. Nope. Alright, we just lost Caliburn as well. They don't call him Caliburn for nothing. Now, did you need to get a critical hit? That was just rude, sir. Just plain rude. Alright, so Springer comes in. Now, would they actually leave the Magmortar in? I'm not sure, but I'm just going to go straight up for a Substitute. Expecting the possible switch out. Nope, they're going to stay in, and what do they go for? They probably have Thunderbolt. Nope, Flamethrower. So that's full accuracy, and I don't think we have the defense to survive that. Yep, down goes the Substitute. Now, seeing that I have Substitute, they're probably just going to try to stay in and keep breaking it, so we're just going to throw some Water Shurikens at their face. One more should do the trick. And down it goes. Now, we're not going to take that Virizion out, of course, because it resists both of our stab attacks. Alright, so we're just going to go straight up with a... Let's go Water Shuriken just so we can outspeed. The match has been decided at this point. Can we get all 5 hits just to rub it in? Come on. Well, there's 3. 4. Okay, I'm happy with 4. 4 is a decent amount. Leaf Blade brings down my Greninja, and we do not get a victory this week. Very unfortunate. So sadly, Springer does not manage to make it through to the victory circle, but I'm counting that second match as a win for Cliff. I mean, the opponent basically just gave up at that point. Sadly, it was a shorter match. We didn't get to show off too much of our strategies in the fight, but since they weren't able to overcome, and I think they realized they made a misplay by expecting a Mega Gyarados, they decided to give the victory to me, and I'm going to take that. So that is this week's Pokemon X single battles. Next week, I'm going to bring some more of the previously defeated Pokemon that you see here that haven't yet been used. I'm probably going to check which ones I've used the longest time ago and bring them back for another fair shot. And we're going to go from there and hopefully get some Pokemon back from Omega Ruby to help get these guys into the victories. Alright, feel free to leave a comment down below, let me know what you thought of this battle, and some suggestions for how to improve some Pokemon, and possibly if you do want to see any particular Pokemon I haven't brought yet, anyone here that doesn't have a glow, leave that as a comment as well, and I'll see if I can formulate a team based around them. Alright, I'm going to get out of here. I want to say thanks for checking out this battle video this week, and I'll catch you next time.